أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته, my distinguished sisters in Islam in particular. Today is the 7th episode of our book Sifat al-Muminati as-Sadiqa, written by our great sister Nawal bint Abdullahi. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on her. Today we shall be looking at a true believing woman and how she gives out sadaqah. We have stated this little or partly in the last episode. Al-Muminatu Sadiqa, a true believing woman, will give out sadaqah as she wishes. She does not prefer herself over the needy and the poor and the need of Islam. She claims to love the Prophet ﷺ, and that is why she will bring out anything that will assist the religion of this Prophet ﷺ. They are not the type that they are concerned. A true believing woman is not the type that her concern is about the update of her furniture in the room or the update of her dresses or anything that has to do with worldly matters purely without any connection with the hereafter. A true believing woman is firmly concerned with the issues of the hereafter. She will not do anything except that thing that will benefit her here in this world and will also benefit her inshallah in the hereafter. And they make preparation better for the hereafter than this world, because this world is just a small and temporary dwelling. A day the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam finished Salatul Eid and he went to the female section to say khutbah to them. He went together with Bilal, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the woman that I saw majority of you in the hellfire because majority of you are deceived by two red things. It means gold and silver. Majority of women are deceived by these two worldly things. I need hair, what do you call it, necklace, earring, finger ring, this gold, that silver, this, that, and this. That is their major concern. And the Prophet ﷺ told them that day. And then the Prophet instructed them that they should give out sadaqah, because sadaqah will always serve as expiation, as kafara for all these disturbances they put themselves into in these worldly matters. If such thing that they accumulated for this worldly means, they will give some of them or even all of them for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will serve as an expiation. That is what the Prophet means. But the major concern of the author bringing in this hadith here is that when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to them that tasaddaqna, give out sadaqah, for inni ra'aytu aktharakunna finnar, because I saw majority of you in the hellfire. Immediately they started removing their necklace, their earring, their finger rings, all things that they have valuable of gold and silver and diamond with them. They started removing it immediately without any wasting time, and Bilal started collecting them in the part of his cloth. Now what Sister Nawal is saying is that فَلَنَنْظُرْ إِلَى رِقَّةِ الْقُلُوبِ, we should look at how the hearts of these sisters is very lean, very soft. وَإِلَى سُرْعَةِ الْإِسْتِجَابَةِ لِأَمْرِ اللَّهِ وَأَمْرِ رَسُولِهِ صَلَى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ, And you can also see how they immediately go into doing the instructions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam without wasting time. This is how a true believing woman should be. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructs you to do something, no delay. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructs you to do something, no delay. Allah and the Messenger instruct you to abstain from something, no delay. Abstain from it immediately. This woman went to the masjid, Eid prayer, without having any intention of giving out sadaqah. But when the Prophet ﷺ instructed them that this is your situation and this is also the expiation, they started giving out sadaqah. How many of us today among sisters can go to Eid prayers with a golden necklace, a golden earring, a silver or any what we call finger ring, and the Imam will call for sadaqah and they will start giving them out immediately? Do you truly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Ask yourself. This is one of the qualities. A true believing woman will always be hastening in replying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whether to leave or to do. Similarly, the author said, or kadhalika, similarly, روى أن منصور بن عمار قام يوم يخوض الناس على القتال. A man, a pious man known as Mansur ibn Ammar, stood one day and was encouraging people to defend Islam in fighting against the enemies of Islam who are persecuting against the Muslims and the Muslim territory. And then many people were there and they were giving out their sadaqah. Among these people who were in the masjid, a woman. That woman did not have anything to give, and she wrote a letter and then sent to Mansur. And what did she say in the letter? That I don't have anything to give in the cause of Allah, but I will shave the hair in my head and for you so that you sell it, and after selling it you use that money and for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in defending the religion of Allah, because I don't have anything better than my hair on my head. And then she said that فَعَسَى an يَرْحَمُنِي. If I do that, I cut this hair and give to you and you sell it. After selling it, you use it for the sake of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may bestow his mercy on me because of that. And when this happened, or this letter was read, the masjid became noisy with people. How pious is this woman? Which kind of woman is this that will lose her hair for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? My sister, can you even lose something little than hair for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Can you lose your golden finger ring or your golden earring or your golden necklace or any of your jewelries? Can you lose it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Something that you need better and it is part of your adornment. Without it, you are like incompleted. Can you do that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If you can do that for the sake of Allah, then you are indeed on the straight path and a true believing woman. Remember, Allah the Almighty says in the glorious Quran that لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You will not get into the paradise until you give out those material that you like best from among your things. That is when you enter paradise. And this is how our pious predecessors, our great sisters from among the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, the student of the companion, the student of the student of the companion, up downward here, that is how they live their lives. They also live in this world. They ate food. They do as we do, but most of the things they accumulated, they leave it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Worldly matters wasn't their concern because they understand that the world is just a temporary place. It is not a permanent place to live. Another example the author cited here is the example of another great sister the wife of Umar bin Abdul Aziz, one of the Khulafa of Banu Umayyah. Umar bin Abdul Aziz has a wife named Fatima bint Abdul Malik ibn Marwan. Four of her brothers were all Khulafa. They were all great leaders of Islam. And then she married Umar bin Abdul Aziz. She was born by Abdul Malik bin Marwan, one of the leaders of Islam too, after Muawiyah bin Yazid. She was born by a king. Let me put it like this today so that we understand it better. She was born by a king, and she has four brothers who were all kings. And then she married another king, Umar bin Abdul Aziz. When she married Umar bin Abdul Aziz, she came in with gold, silvers, here and there. And when Umar bin Abdul Aziz was a pious man, and then Umar called her, that do you know that this wealth you are wearing, this gold, this wealth you are accumulated, your father took them from the Baitul Mal, from the treasure of the Muslims? I want us to give it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the gods, my own and your own, and let us live a simple life. And she immediately agreed. She immediately agreed to what her husband said. She did not even argue, and that is how they continue living. They lived in Umar bin Abdul Aziz reigned for almost 3 years or 2 years and some months. It got to an extent that Umar bin Abdul Aziz became like a sick person because of the issues of governance. But the major point here is that when he asked his wife Fatima bint Abdul Malik bin Marwan that they should give out all they have for the needy, she did not argue with him. That is a true believing woman. A true believing woman did not argue to do something right. When her husband tells her to do something, she does it, as long as that thing is not contradicting the laws of Allah. That is a true believing woman. Now you can see that how will she manage to live? This great sister, Fatima, how will she manage to live? She was a princess. Her father was a king. Her first brother was a king. Her second brother was a king. Her third brother was a king. Her fourth brother was a king. And she also married another king. And at the end of the day, the king she married is a pious person who has taqwa Allah in his heart. And then he said to her that, let us give all our wealth worthy of millions for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Needies need it outside. Poor people are outside, need it, instead of us accumulating them inside here. And she didn't say no to him. Will you do that today, my sister? We'll meet in another episode, inshallah. Barakallahu fina wa fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.